Avery, and I'm going to be showing you how to teach long division. Now, I'm not suggesting that you show this video to your student. I'm suggesting that you use this technique to teach your student the steps of long division. So, here's what I do. I do it kind of like a computer flow chart. Okay, so we start at the top with divide. Okay, and then we move on to the next step, which is multiply, which starts with an M, not a W. My camera person is laughing at me. Okay, then you go to the next step, which is subtract. And the final step is to bring down. And then you go back to divide, and you go around and around this circle as many times as you need to complete the problem. So, let me show you an example. Let's say 5,280 divided by 3. Okay, first thing to note, this is a one-digit number. Okay, so I'm going to start with a one-digit number inside here, and whatever I do, it's going to wind up right above this 5. Okay, that's important. So we're going to ignore all of these numbers first, and we're going to take our first step, divide. How many times will 3 go into 5? 3 goes into 5 one time. That's our divide step. What do we do next? We multiply. 1 times 3 is 3. We write that answer right below the 5. Our following step is to subtract. 5 minus 3 is 2. You can put a little minus sign out there. And then the next step is to bring down. Okay, we have one number here. We're going to bring down one number here. So then we have 22. Now we're back to our very first step, divide. This is where we start. How many times will 3 go into 22? 3 goes into 22 7 times. The 7's going to line up with the last number we brought down, 7. That's our divide step, multiply. 7 times 3, 21. Next step, multiply, subtract. 22 minus 21 is 1. Then we're going to bring down. Bring down the next number, that's an 8. Now we're back to divide.
6.
How many times does 3 go into 18? Yes, 6. Multiply. 6 times 3 is 18. Next step is to subtract. 18 minus 18 is 0. Our next step is to bring down. We bring down this other 0. Okay? How many times does 3 go into 0? 0. So we put that right above the 0 we just brought down. 0 times 3 is 0. And we have no remainder. So 5,280 divided by 3 is 1,760. Okay, this is with a one-digit, what's it called? Divisor? Divisor. Okay, so let's try a two-digit divisor and see what's different about that. Let's see. 7,842 divided by 12. This may or may not come out evenly. Okay, I have 2 digits out here. That means when I start, I'm going to take the first 2 digits in here. Okay, so I'm going to look at how many times will 12 go into 78. Okay, well, 12 goes into 78 6 times. That's our divide step. What do we do next? We multiply. 6 times 2, 12. 6 times 1, 6 plus 1, 7. 72. Next step, subtract. 78 minus 72 is 6. Next step, bring down. Bring down the 4. Then we're all the way back around. We haven't run out of numbers yet, so we're going to divide again. Okay, how many times does 12 go into 64? 12 goes into 64 5 times. Then we multiply. 5 times 12 is 60. We subtract. 64 minus 60 is 4. We bring down the 2. Okay, back up to divide. Okay, how many times does 12 go into 42? It will go in 3 times. Okay, 3 times 12 is 36. Okay, 42 minus 36 is 6. Okay, and depending on the level of your student, okay, we're going to have a remainder of 6 up here. Okay, that's one option. Or if your child's a little more advanced, you're going to have 653 and 6/12, or 653 and a half. Okay, simplifying that fraction. Okay, all 3 of these are mathematically correct. This is the lowest step. This is the most sophisticated answer you can get, but they're all correct. So 7,842 divided by 12 is 653 with a remainder of 6. Okay, now when you teach this to your student, you teach them this circle. Okay, you go through 1 or 2 problems like I did on the board. Then you give them a problem and you say, what are you going to do first? They should say, divide. Good, okay. What are you going to do next? Multiply. Okay, now there's one more trick I want to show you, and that is if you have a divisor that doesn't go into the first number. So let's say I have 115 divided by 9. Okay, well I have a 1-digit divisor here. And our first step is divide. Will 9 go into 1? No, it won't. So in order to keep places correct, I have my student put a 0 here. 0 times 9, we're on the multiply step, is 0. Okay, subtract. Alright, 1 minus 0 is 1. Bring down, that's 11. How many times will 9 go into 11? 1. That's divide step. Multiply. 1 times 9 is 9. Okay, subtract. 11 minus 9 is 2. Bring down. 5. 9 goes into 25 2 times. Multiply. 18. Subtract. 7. And we get 12, remainder 7. Okay, this is just to keep students who are just beginning to master long division from becoming confused with the place holding. Okay, and you can do the same thing with a 2-digit divisor. Will it go into the first number? No, so we just put a 0 there. Will it go into the second number? Well, maybe not. You may wind up doing it twice with 2 zeros. And I know it takes more paper, but it's consistent. Okay, and eventually, once they master the procedure, they'll get to the point where they can intuitively skip those first couple. Okay, so hope this helps. And good luck teaching your munchkins.